Hello everyone, Alex here today, and I am going to follow up on something that I mentioned in one of my EVE Online low-sec guides, and that was something that I called the low-sec challenge. Well, what's the low-sec challenge, you may ask? Well, the low-sec challenge is simply this. It's trying to survive on your own, or in this case, on my own, as independently as possible in low-sec without using alts, without using any kind of real interaction with high sec, or to keep it to a minimum, or if I want to get something into high sec, use something like contracts and things like that. So pirates usually have to deal with the drawback of having a very low, in this case, security status, which means they can't go into empire space in high sec. Now normally this would be a detriment, but every pirate worth their salt is going to have an alt and a logistics chain to support them while in low sec. So they're going to have a logistic chain and everything else that they need. So really the detriments or drawbacks of having a minus security status is essentially zilch. In this case, it's going to be me out in low sec alone mostly. Or if I'm not alone, there'll probably be people shooting at me. So what I did here is I took a character that I had that's been gathering dust for a long time, sent her out into lowsec, and start from the very beginning. Essentially start with level 1 missions with a frigate. So this is my character. Her name is Mina Unicon, and she is my Amar character. Now I've taken the 3 other races, Caldari, Galente, and Mimitar, and I got them to a very high level with those characters. The one I've never done with so far is Amar, and now this is my chance. So my main character, whose name is Alexandra, who is where I got my name Alex from, you know, she is pretty much maxed out on just about everything. So I kind of put her aside at this moment, and I'm going to use Mina here, and actually use her and train up her skills and kind of start the game almost from scratch. She doesn't have skills to level 5. She doesn't have tech 2, nothing. She's going to start at the very bottom level. She does have some skills, but most of them are level 4 and things like that. And she doesn't have a whole lot. Don't let this total net worth fool you. This is actually all Plex. Actually, the real net worth is probably somewhere around, yeah, about 2 million at this point. So what I did is I grabbed a frigate from Amar, and in this case I had one in storage here. It's a Tormentor, and I got it fitted up with just normal Tech 1 gear, and I kind of hightailed it out from Domain into Aridia. And the reason I chose this station and this corporation was really I just opened up this corporation, in this case Ministry of War. I looked at where their agents were in low sec, and I saw this 0.1 system. Hey, might as well go for broke. And I came all the way out here in a mad dash and basically didn't hit any problems coming out other than one smart bombing Macario in a choke point system, but I was able to weave past him pretty quickly. So here I am. I'm out in a system called Hop-Hib, I guess that's how you pronounce it, in Aridia. And so this is kind of where I put stakes. Now this is an interesting system because this is a gateway system into the Fountain Nullsec region. So there are actually quite a few ships here that are on sale, but they're very specific to particular fleet doctrines. I think Mercenary Coalition set them up basically, but other than a few battles that have occurred mostly in May, this area has been mostly quiet for the moment. Of course, that can change very quickly. Now, the funny thing about Aridia is that as a region, it's very interesting because it's mostly all low sec. This is one of those key points that I pointed out in my low sec guide on your first steps in coming out to low sec, is to find a place where there's a lot of space and not a whole lot of faction warfare, and Aridia really fits the bill. This is a good place to kind of get set up. It's not the only place. There are many other places, but what's interesting about Aridia, especially from a market point of view, is that there are no high sec systems in Aridia that is connected to an adjacent region. So for example, from core Azori here, Yes, you have Zincon, which is a 0.7 system, that's high sec, but the very first system it goes into is Vihan, which is 0.4, which is low sec. So if you look at the market here, it's a little bit interesting, and in case kind of difficult, in the sense that, well, let's just pick anything here. The vessels are almost all over the place because there's no central system where freighters and high sec security trading vessels such as deep space transports, but particularly freighters, can go to dump everything and have a centralized high sec commerce hub in that particular system. In Aridia, there is no such thing. So it's really spotty. It's kind of all over the place here. There are a couple of high sec systems here, but they're scattered about in a few spots, namely I think in this one here, and that is about it. There's a couple of 0.5s in here if I can find it, but I know in the TID constellation, yeah, there's Sazlid and Shenda. Those are 0.5s, and that's about as high as you're gonna go. Everything here is low sec, and it's gorgeous. I love it. So the real system to be very, very careful of, and I don't know if I can find it here, but actually I'll do a search, is a system called NEMA. NEMA is a crucial choke point system, and it's right here. This is where I ran into that smart bombing Macarial. Looking at .lan and zkillboard, smart bombing Macarials tend to make a home out of NEMA because this is the only route into this area right here. And this area, there's only one other connecting line that goes into Conid, but other than that, the other connecting lines go into nullsec, one into Fountain and one into Delve. So Aridia is fairly interesting, but if you're going to come out to Aridia, be very, very careful around the NEMA system, especially if you're in a light ship or one that can't take a beating. If you go through that system, you get hit by that smart bombing Macario, make sure it's something that can take a little bit of a beating, but it's still relatively quick to get out. So anyways, so I've run a couple of actually level 1 missions out here, and it's been pretty quick, and I got some loot here. Of course, it's nothing to write home about, but at least it's something. But this presents a particular challenge, because how do I support myself? How do I get additional equipment out here? How do I get additional ships out here and things like that? That's going to be an interesting thing. Now, with this character, I really am thinking about, okay, how do I develop Mina in Unicom? Right now, she is pretty much entirely a combat character, and I want to keep her focused in combat. What I can do is, really concentrate her skills and capability in combat and lasers and things like that. I can always split out and go into production and trade and things like that, but I'm not sure if I want to. I don't want to dilute her down at this point, either in my skills or really in the gameplay. Yes, it's going to make things harder. If I really ramped up in production, I could build my own ships. I could build this, I could build that. But now I'm thinking, okay, well, let's actually try and work out some sort of arrangement, particularly with using contracts to get things out here. But again, smart bombing Macarials, we'll see how brave people are. So it's going to take some real incentives to get some equipment out here to low sec, particularly if it's more than just a few hundred meters of cubic meters of cargo space, which can be flown in an interceptor. If you're talking higher than that, then you're looking at a blockade runner at least, and that's gonna cost something. So you got to make it attractive and go from there. So one of the reasons to come out to low sec is running missions. And I was like, okay, why run missions? I mean, you can just do that on high sec. And that's what I thought as well. This one here, however, is pretty interesting because if you actually look at the calculation, the increase that you get in loyalty points in low sec is actually quite substantial. So we got a rogue drone mission. Again, this is level 1, not that big, but I'll just accept it real quick. And we'll head on out there. We're back. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer mission, but that's okay. It's better than station spinning, so let's head on out. But here's the thing. If you have a mission and you go out and you run that mission, typically that mission has a baseline level of loyalty points. And let's just see who this guy is. Yeah, he'll probably kill me, but whatever. So if your mission has, say, normally 1,000 loyalty points, for example, if you run that mission in high-sec, and most places in high-sec, you're actually going to get a pretty big penalty in your loyalty points, particularly if you're in 0.7, 0.8, or 0.9, or 1.0 systems. If you run that mission in a 1.0 system, you actually get a nearly 40% cut in your loyalty points. But if you're willing to run that mission here in low-sec, you actually get a very big bonus based on the security level system that you're in. So here I'm in 0.1. I mean, this is basically as low as you can go. And running missions in 0.1, you get a near 50% boost in your loyalty points. And that's pretty substantial. Yes, the IS that you get reward is not that much. Yeah, I don't think it changes a whole lot, but loyalty points is where it's at. And that's why you come out into low sec. Alright, so here I am. Not going to bore you with the mission here, but I just want to let you guys know and give you a quick idea of what I'm trying to do out here and if it's even possible. But coming out here, I think was really cool. But right now, I think the biggest challenge is going to be logistics. You know, if I'm not willing to hike it all the way back, then that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But we'll see what that challenge is like, and I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know how many times I get blown up from evil pirates. But it should be a lot of fun, and you know that's really where a lot of the fun is, because running missions in high sec just basically just bores me to tears, and at least here I can get some flavor. So you keep local open, you keep an eye out, and you kind of just start a new life. Alright, so anyways, I'll let you guys know, and we'll see if this can work or if it's just going to fail disastrously. Alright, take care guys, I'll talk to you soon, stay tuned, and we'll go from here. Take care guys, bye-bye.